Welcome everyone to the national finals of Reach for the Top for 2021. A new and first time for the nationals to be played on Zoom. We know that most of you have been playing on Zoom already, and we've made our best efforts in regard to slight changes to gameplay to accommodate this. Regardless, we will ensure that everyone is prepared before the start of the games. You will be playing games in separate breakout rooms and returning here to the Zoom lobby between the games. Unlike previous national finals, the games will not be timed, but we played out in their entirety. Shortly, I'll be introducing Tournament Director Ian Gregg to review the tournament schedule and how the teams will advance. Following the roll call, the schedules we sent to you through the chat feature, and Ian will provide you with an overview of them. Please ask your questions concerning the schedule after Ian's explanation. This applies for either audible questions or chat-based questions. So now, I'm excited to announce our national finalists from across the country. And they are from Montreal, Quebec, Dawson College. From Vancouver, British Columbia, Eric Hamber Secondary School. From our nation's capital of Ottawa, Ontario, Glebe Collegiate Institute. From the lovely hamlet of Quispamsis, New Brunswick, it's Kennebecasis Valley High School. Also from our nation's capital of Ottawa, Lisgar Collegiate Institute. From Calgary, Alberta, Rennert School. From Vancouver, British Columbia, Sir Winston Churchill Secondary School. From Toronto, Ontario, it's UTS, University of Toronto Schools. From Vancouver, British Columbia, it's UTP, University Transition Program. And last but not least, our friends in Calgary, Alberta, at the Weber Academy. Now, please join me in welcoming our tournament director, Ian Gregg. Ian?
Thanks a lot, Ryan. That was a great introduction. Hello, everyone. My name is Ian Gregg. I'm one of the two tournament directors along with Andy Saunders. And I'm just going to talk a little bit about the format today and the advancement to the playoffs tomorrow. So we have 10 teams here, and we are going to split into two groups of 5. You will play all the teams from the other group of 5. So you are not playing within your own group, you are playing all the teams in the other group, meaning each team will play 5 games today, and this will constitute the round robin. At the end of those 5 games, the teams will be ranked according to number of wins, with the tiebreak being total points scored throughout the day. The top 6 of the 10 teams we have will advance to the playoffs tomorrow, where the top 2 will get a bye. The 3rd ranked team will play the 6th ranked team, and the 4th ranked team will play the 5th ranked team. The winners of those games will advance to the semifinals against the 1 and 2 ranked teams, and then we'll have the finals after. The teams finishing 7th through 10th will also still play tomorrow in the consolation bracket. So there will be a 7th place versus 10th place game and an 8th place versus 9th place game, with the winners of those 2 games playing in the consolation final all tomorrow morning. So, like I said, we have 5 games today. They should be fairly quick. If anyone has played online Reach before, hopefully they won't take too long. And then tomorrow is the playoffs. So are there any questions about the format of the tournament? I see there was one in the chat if we're going to split into groups, so I think I've answered that. If you were at Ontario Provincials, it's the same format we used there. Andy has just posted a link in the chat to the full schedule. So please feel free to open that up. That will be updated throughout the day with the scores as well, so you can follow along all that's going on there. Okay, doesn't seem like there are any more questions here. Who am I introducing next? Yes. I think I'm done. I have explained the schedule. I think everyone should be mostly familiar with the timing we went over. The rules are otherwise the same as regular in-person Reach. And of course, if you have any questions about things like that, feel free to ask the staffers in your room as well. While I'm here, I would like to say a big thank you to all the staff who have come out to volunteer for this tournament, all of our readers, scorers, and referees who you will see throughout your games today and tomorrow. Back to you, Ryan.
Thank you very much, Ian. I appreciate it. So before moving into the breakout rooms for the first game, I wanted to mention, and we've heard this before we came online, that only the players will be allowed to answer the questions, and any spectators or alternates in the room will have to have their microphones off. In addition, we'll have asked all the spectators to have their hands in the frame and not be using any electronics such as cell phones. Just a heads up reminder, if you've been challenged during the game, the challenge will be noted by the reader of the game. When returning to the Zoom lobby, the team captain for each team will be moved into the judges' room to present the challenge. As Ian mentioned before, just a happy reminder that the challenge will be resolved between games, except in the case of a team scramble question, a shootout question, or a relay question. In those cases, the judge will be brought into your breakout room. Speaking of judges, I would now like to ask Fraser Simpson to review key points of the national rules for how the games will be played. Fraser?
Thank you, Ryan. My name is Fraser Simpson. I'm one of the two judges. Jay Mizik is the other one. Just a few items. When a buzz occurs, the person who pressed the buzzer must give an answer immediately. And they're with, maybe 1 second delay maximum. Those timing decisions will be made by the people in the room, the judges and the readers in the room. There may be, their timing decisions are final, and they may make accommodations based on what they think needs to be accommodated. If the answer is wrong, they will, and both teams have gotten the answer wrong, they will give the correct answer. If they forget to give the correct answer, please gently remind your reader to tell you what the answer was. If you agree with an accepted answer or a given answer, and you're one of the 8 people who are playing the game at the time, you can say challenge. The scorekeeper will note the challenge for your team. Most challenges will be dealt with after the game. There are some that have to be dealt with right away, and the reader or scorekeeper will decide at that time if a challenge needs to be dealt with immediately. Challenges can only be factual things about the questions, about the answers. You can challenge that your answer was correct, or you can challenge that a given answer by the other team should not have been accepted. But you can't challenge on things like time, the amount of time given, the pronunciation that anyone gave, or the person who buzzed if you think somebody else actually buzzed, because those are things that only the people in the room can make decisions about. So you can't bring those to the judge's room because we were not in the room to see it. However, you can bring those things up, politely with the people who are in the room and helping to run the game. And I think everything else is fairly clear. Are there any questions about judging decisions? You can put them in the chat or.
Just one question. After a player buzzes, should the reader first acknowledge them with their name and then they respond immediately?
Yes.
Well, that's up to the reader, but yes, generally,
Okay.
yes, that is a good thing to do.
Okay, so then they have to answer immediately after being acknowledged. Okay, thanks.
Right.
Yes, that's a great question, and sorry, I should have clarified that earlier. Yeah, when you buzz in, the reader will acknowledge you by name, and as soon as they say that, that's your cue to give your answer. So just to avoid any confusion, please just make sure to wait till you're acknowledged to give your answer.
And you can use that extra time to think more, that extra second of time. Any other questions? All right, I don't see any in the chat, and I don't hear any, so back to Ryan.
Thank you very much, Fraser. I appreciate it. Now, if we could have a warm welcome for Paul Russell. Paul has been dedicated to the REACH organization since its creation and is both the founder of the Reach for the Top Foundation and co-founder of the School REACH program. He would like to take a moment to welcome you before the start of the game.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the national finals of Reach for the Top. These games were first played 55 years ago on the eve of Canada's centennial. Reach for the Top is, to my knowledge, the oldest continuously run quiz tournament in Canada. If you have been invited to participate in the Nationals, you are the 4th generation playing these games. You are part of a long-standing Canadian tradition. But at Reach, along with tradition, we also embrace change. Reach has morphed from a CBC network show to private broadcasters to educational TV broadcasts to online platform. And now, for the first time, we are playing the national finals remotely from homes across the country, in real time with technology that is constantly improving. We will record the championship game, as we have done in years past, with a fresh look reflecting the new advancing technology. And a reminder, we have a panel watching the games to select 4 MVPs for 2021, who will be awarded grants by the Reach for the Top Foundation. To all players, enjoy the contest, and as they say in show business, break a leg.
I'd like to say a big thank you to Paul Russell for that message. We're now going to start our movement over to the breakout rooms. So I will pass it over to Andy and Jay. And of course, good luck, everyone.
Good luck, everyone.